You've seen it happen, right? A company spends a ton of money on some shiny new technology, rolls it out, and 6 months later, it's basically collecting digital dust. It happens all the time. But what if I told you the problem isn't the software, it's how we introduce it? So today, we're going to dive into the real reason these rollouts fail and, more importantly, how you can make sure your next one is a massive success by winning over the one thing that truly matters, your team.
Let's just start with this number, because it is staggering. 70%. According to study after study on organizational change, that is the failure rate for most new initiatives. And yeah, that includes technology projects. Think about that. 7 out of 10 times, these expensive, promising tools just fizzle out.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The technology itself, it's almost never the problem. The software, the hardware, it usually works exactly the way it's supposed to. So that leaves us with a huge mystery. If the tool is fine, what's the real culprit here? Why are teams pushing back against things that are supposed to make their lives easier? To solve this, we've got to look past the code and get into a little human psychology. Because that resistance you're seeing, it's not random. It's driven by some very predictable, very human emotions. So let's break down what's really going on inside your team's head when they see something new coming down the pike. This chart, right here, this gets to the heart of it. A massive 60% of resistance isn't about features or bugs, it's fear. We're talking about those deep, nagging anxieties like, is this new system going to replace me? Or what if I can't figure this out and I look stupid? Or even, am I going to lose control over how I do my job? If you don't tackle those fears head on, you've pretty much already lost. And the cost of not dealing with those fears? Oh, it is huge. We're talking about real bottom-line financial damage. For a small business, this could easily mean over $100,000 in lost productivity every year. You could see your staff turnover spike by 25%, but maybe the worst part is the damage to morale. It just breeds cynicism for any future changes. This isn't just an IT headache, it's a full-blown business crisis. Okay, so how do we fix this? The whole solution starts with a simple but really profound shift in thinking. You have to stop focusing on the what, the features, and build absolute clarity around the why. This is the first and, honestly, the most important pillar of getting this right.
This right here is the psychological key that unlocks everything. You know, purpose is an incredible motivator. Research is crystal clear on this. When people see how any change, connects to a bigger, meaningful goal, their engagement just skyrockets. Suddenly, the new tech isn't some arbitrary disruption. It's a tool that helps everyone achieve something important.
Let's make this super practical. Look at the message on the left. We're implementing a CRM. Yawn. It's dry, it's technical, it's uninspired. But now look at the message on the right. We're giving you tools to build better customer relationships. See the difference? That's a benefit. It answers that question that everyone is silently asking. What's in it for me? You've reframed the whole thing.
All right, once you've nailed down the why, the next step is building real confidence with the how. And I mean, this is where we have to throw out that old training playbook. You know, the one that puts everyone to sleep, and design training that actually works for the human brain.
Look, truly effective training is not about showing people a bunch of buttons and menus. No, it's about teaching complete workflows that actually mirror how people work. So instead of a feature list, you teach a process. Like, here's how we handle a new customer call from start to finish using this tool. It makes the training instantly relevant and something they can use the second they get back to their desk. And this whole idea is backed by some serious science. It's called the 70-20-10 model, and it shows that real learning, the kind that sticks, doesn't happen in a classroom. Only about 10% comes from that formal training session. The other 90%, that comes from actually doing the work and getting feedback and coaching along the way. Your training has to be built for that reality.
Okay, so we've got clarity on the why, and we've built confidence in the how. But there's one final, almost magical technique that locks it all in. This is how you make the new way of doing things not just understood, but actually wanted. It's all about creating a single, powerful aha moment.
So what is an aha moment? It's that flash of insight. It's that light bulb that goes off over someone's head where they suddenly see the new tech not as a burden, but as an absolute lifesaver. You do this by creating a super targeted example that connects the system's function directly to one of their biggest, most annoying frustrations.
And this is exactly how you do it. Listen to this. It isn't a generic benefit. It is specific. It's personal. It digs up a real painful memory and then immediately swoops in with the technology as the hero. For Sarah, in that moment, the system is no longer some abstract thing she has to learn. It's the tool that will save her from ever having that awful conversation again. That is an aha moment. That's how you create a true believer.
So it really all comes down to these 3 pillars. Number 1, clarity. Everyone gets the why. Number 2, confidence. They have the skills and the practice to master the how. And number 3, consistency. You reinforce and support these new habits until they become second nature. You get these 3 right, and you're not just hoping for success, you're designing for it. So ultimately, it leaves us with one last, really crucial question you have to ask yourself before you roll out anything new. Are you presenting this technology as a threat to the way things have always been done, or are you presenting it as a genuine helper that will make your team's work life better? Because how you frame that answer from day one will determine absolutely everything.